Hi, I'm Krista Arthur, and welcome to the Consilien Report and your 6-minute webinar on the rise of cybercrime, the dark web, and what you can do to protect your company. Let's get started. Haven't you noticed an uptick in cybercrime over the last few years? Think about it. 5, 6 years ago, you would read about some email scams, but today you're reading about ransomware, you're reading about all forms of extortion almost every day. So there's a reason why there has been this speeding up of cybercrime, actually 3 reasons. One has to do with something called the dark net or the dark web. This is an illicit marketplace, not totally used for that. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But it's used by criminals as an illicit marketplace because of the anonymity that it provides. The second reason is electronic money. So electronic money is decentralized and it is also very difficult to trace. So if I were to rob a bank or rob a store and maybe there were serial numbers on the money, maybe I could be found. I could be found that way. But if I extort you for money, for Bitcoin, that would be very difficult to find my whereabouts using the Bitcoin. So that's another reason. The third reason, and I think one of the most important reasons why we're seeing it rise so rapidly, is because it's not hard to become a cyber criminal, unfortunately. You can go on the dark web and you can actually buy ransomware as a service. You can buy the software. You can learn the processes. You can get trained on how to deploy ransomware and malware and become a criminal. So it is easy. There's a very low barrier to entry, unfortunately. So let's talk about how that relates to the dark web. But first, let's talk about the web in general. So you'll notice that the web is divided into 3 parts. There's the surface web, the deep web, and the dark web. The surface web is where you and I spend our time looking for, maybe you're looking for a security provider, or you're looking for a new watch or a new pair of shoes, or a place to order takeout. When you put the search in Google, in Yahoo, those pages are indexed, the pages that you're looking for. So what you're looking for is visible, so you can find it, but you're also visible on the surface web. So as I go maybe and look for my watch, I decide not to buy it, and then the watch ad follows me around the web, right? The deep web, which is where we spend most of our time, is where we pay our bills. So where you pay your bills, where you're doing your financing, accessing medical records, where you are accessing subscription-only information, anywhere where you have to log in credentials to get access. Those pages are not your private financial pages are not indexed by Google and Bing and Yahoo. They're not indexed by those search engines. So that's the majority of the web, is the deep web. And it's important to know this because a lot of people confuse the deep web with the dark web. The dark web has to be accessed with a special software called Tor. It's not the only one, but Tor is one of the main ones. And Tor stands for the onion router. Now, remember when I said that the dark web wasn't all bad? Not everything that happens on there is illicit and illegal. There are reputable publications that are on the dark web because it allows for people who are maybe political dissidents or people in other countries where they don't have access to a free press to be able to share information. But because of the level of anonymity that the dark web offers, it does lend itself to illicit activity, to drug trafficking, to human trafficking, and to buying and selling stolen credentials. So when someone steals your company credentials, or when your private credentials have been stolen, this is where they wind up. They wind up on the dark web. And the stolen credentials are used to find open door access, open doors and open windows into your company's network. So let's say I'm a criminal. I'm not, but let's just pretend I am. And I have your company credentials, and I do some research, find that you're using Office 365. I go online and see if I can access your email using your credentials. It happens. I can use your credentials to get into other areas of your network. Unless you have MFA, unless you have multi-factor authentication, then I might not be able to do that. So that's your big tip for today. Use multi-factor authentication. Anyway, once someone is in your network, it can take on average, and this is the global average, 279 days. So it can take on average almost 300 days before a company recognizes that there has been a breach. So oftentimes what happens is criminals get into your network and they're looking around your data, right? They're looking around for things. They take that data, then they deliver the ransomware. So it's like the mic drop there. So it really is a ticking time bomb. You really need to be mindful about how you're protecting your company data and your credentials. So what are your next steps? Have a dark web scan. I'd be happy to help you with that. You can contact me at Krista@Consilien.com. You can go to Consilien.com to learn more. Just get on that surface web and surf right over to us. We'd love to see you there. But we can help you with a dark web scan, and we can also help you, give you a free secure cybersecurity posture, a free assessment, so you can get a very high-level overview into how you're doing, how well you're doing to protect your company. All right, that's it for now. See you next time.